love allowing the stream to kind of give it a minute to go live, to allow people to come in for just a quick second. So I thought a nice little intro would be useful to say hello and to kind of welcome you to this session. Oh my goodness, I cannot wait to hop into the comments. I see that they're kind of streaming already. I look forward to kind of keeping an eye, excuse me, as I turn on the light. There we go. Keeping an eye on our comments so that if we get spammed, I can push people out. I can block and delete as need be. But hello, sweet souls. Oh my goodness. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Sabrina. Laurie. Hi. You and I'm going to talk to you about being a moderator in these, but we'll have to create a schedule or something, but we'll figure it out. Pamela. Hi there, sweet pea. Satori, my day was good. My day was good, at least so far anyway. How has everyone's day been? Like, we just had Thanksgiving. Oh my gosh, we just had Thanksgiving. It was yesterday. Like the year is just like flown by. The year has flown by me. Oh, Yasmina. Hi there, sweet pea. The notifications work this time, so that's perfect. I'm glad to hear it. Wonderful, wonderful. Good evening, Miss Butterfly. I love that you all are here. Yep, I will message you, Larry. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope your Thanksgivings went well. I hope you feasted. I hope you had gratitudes. I hope you didn't have stressful situations with your families and your loved ones. I hope it went well. I hope you had some food that was good and took you back. Like, I wonder if actually, let me ask you, did any of you make any like recipes that are like that thing that the mom made or the stuff that grandma used to bake? Or did anybody do that? Because for me, I totally made a ancestral recipe, which is just our cornbread. Like, I'm not telling y'all that recipe at all. But when it comes to being Southern, I'm from Arkansas originally. Being Southern, we know our fried foods, we know our cornbread. And I have this one cornbread recipe that my family recruits me all the time to make. And my mother taught me how to make it. And it's just that one, oh, it's so yummy, so yummy, so yummy. Hi. That was fast. Goodness. So I always like to make sure that we all understand that if somebody comes in to spam you all and to ask for readings or ask for you to inbox them for a session, please delete, please block, please report, because I will bounce them as soon as I notice them, but it may take me a moment to actually see them. If that's the case, that is okay. Just block, delete, and we'll push them out. We'll push them out that way. Soon we will have a moderator that will be doing a little bit of that work with us as well. So maybe that'll be Miss Lori's job. So we'll be talking about that soon. But Deborah was talking about how she loves cornbread. Oh, I love it too. There's something that's so good. My son calls it corn cake because it's just, for him, it's so good. Yasmina said that you're alone for Thanksgiving, but you're hosting Friendsgiving tomorrow with a few friends, and you're making some traditional Bosnian food. That's epic sauce. I think the chosen family holidays are the best. Those are the most wonderful ones because you're creating community. You're pulling everyone in, and food just is amazing, right? It just pulls us all in there. You moved from YouTube and, oh, sorry. I moved here from YouTube. I'm so used to this space. That's more than fine, Denise. I'm glad that you're here to hang out with us. I'll totally be hopping in just a second, but I totally love to visit with you all in the comments before we hop in. You made macaroni and cheese? Dude, we have to decide in my family, in our household, if we do macaroni and cheese or my cornbread recipe. We have to split it up because that's entirely too many calories in one session for us to be okay with our lives. So we split it up. Anita, that's maybe something that we can dig into today. We'll have to see how it goes as our sessions go on. So hang in there. We might pull that for you. Let's see. That was fast again. You guys are quick, huh? Let me get that done. Yay! Perfect. And Katrina, excuse me, you had your first Thanksgiving without your grandmother. This is my second Thanksgiving without my grandmother. She just passed away recently, and her death day actually was the 22nd. Or 23rd. My mother reminded me of that, and it was just an interesting moment to kind of reflect and say thank you and love her from a distance. I have her picture up over there. And I love that even when our relatives have moved on, when they've transitioned, they still come and hang out with us during these sessions or during our holidays, during our moments. I feel like they especially when there's a lot of communal energy. It's like they can't help but hang out. They can't help but show up. They can't help but be where the party is. And so it's like if you reached out to your grandmother, I can promise you she was probably there. She was probably hanging out with you and enjoying the foods. So I certainly hope she was able to hang out with you. Glad you're on. You're glad I'm on? Oh, I love that. I'm glad that you enjoy the lives. I'm starting to like doing this again. So we might have to put this in the calendar of what we do, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out together. Sabrina, right? We'll see what we can have out. Kiana, 3 years without your mom, and you made her potato salad. Oh my goodness. I can just imagine your mother like hanging out beside you as you're making it, like gently, not chastising, but like, I would have done it like, kind of thing. You're like, you didn't quite peel those the way that I would. So nothing terrible, just like the looking. Oh my goodness. Our ancestors love to stay connected. Absolutely. Laura, it's so nice to see you here. Hello from YouTube. I'm glad that you're hanging out. We'll be hopping into sessions here in just a second, but I love to kind of visit and chat and check on you all before we hop in. To me, it's like you guys are I'm not going to say we're all like besties, caveat, but y'all are besties. You're like, we are, but we are. Yeah. Okay, we'll just do that. Love and Light made her sweet potato pie in her honor. Oh my goodness. My wife wouldn't let me make sweet potato pie, so she let me, and I say quote unquote because we know better. But she encouraged me to make pumpkin pie instead. So that's what I did. That's what I did. Oh, when it comes to our loved ones passing, thank you for the condolences. When it comes to our loved ones, especially in her situation, I know that her passing is harder on the family than it was on her. So her being now like relieved of her physical ailments, relieved of the situations that caused her stress and trauma and anguish and anxiety, like for me, I enjoy thinking that now she's her lightest version of herself. She's back to feeling the way she always wanted to feel. So even though she has transitioned, and yes, I miss her dearly, dude, she is in rock star status. So it's like, I'll be jealous. I'll be jealous. You're sending all the love and strength, and may your homes be filled with peace, light, and love. Oh my gosh, I love that. Thank you so much for that. And Yasmina says, we're totally besties. I'm gonna acknowledge it. Y'all, we're besties in this room. In this room, we're besties. So I want you to understand all of us has 16 new besties. As though we need more, right? We need more. Actually, I'd say we do. We do need more friends that kind of love and enjoy us from an authentic place instead of that whole like slightly superficial space. I promise I will be looking up here from time to time. Aw. Thanks for doing this, Abby. You helped so many. Thank you, sweet pea. I appreciate hearing that. I really, really do appreciate hearing that. You look forward to these sessions. I'm looking toward spiritual besties. I think that's an excellent statement. I might have to like trademark that. We're spiritual besties now. You know what? Next session, yep, we're calling on our spiritual besties. Wonderful. Oh my gosh, my inner drag queen wants to come out right now. We are doing well. We are doing well. You guys, this is so very cool. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, that was fast. There we go. I'm going to start talking here in a minute. So I know that I will miss some of our spammers as they hop in. But if I do miss them, again, block, delete, report. It's more than fine. And we'll do the best we can, right? We'll do the best we can. So first of all, some of y'all are new here, and I love that you're here now. So thank you so much to hang out with me. I love to touch base on what's today's date because it helps people who see this video later know that I'm not live then, but I am live now. So right now it is Friday, November 26th at 2:10 p.m. my time here in Seattle. I believe that's 5:10 Eastern, so that's the time conversion there. But yeah, you guys, my name is Abby. I am a professional psychic tarot medium is how I like to package myself. And I work from the process of communicating with our guides, our guardians, and ancestors, all to create joy, all to create self-sovereignty, all to remind us exactly who we are and help us kind of realign to where we actually want to go. I also am a firm believer that our ancestors and our guardians and our loved ones, they all are conspiring to assist us in our day-to-day lives, in the profane, in the mundane, and the profane, in the mundane and in the spiritual, and that they're all kind of working for the eternal advancement of our like soul energy. And so I also believe that they kind of use any means necessary to communicate with us. So be it signs, be it messages, be it people like me who talk to them in our own little way. I believe that they can use any tool that they have available to communicate with us. And so why not an Abby? Why not your bestie, your spiritual bestie? Why not that song that showed up on the radio? Or why not that feeling of, love that happens to kiss on your cheek a little bit? I feel like they're all useful tools for that. So the game plan for today, oops, let me put it there, is to, I plan to read on life questions. So that's the general guide, the blah, blah, blah. That's the general plan, is that we're going to read on specific life questions. So the more specific your question, the more specific an answer I can give you. So if you see me pull your question and then press back a little bit for you to get a little bit more specific, just go ahead and throw that question back into the comments. I'll pull it as soon as I'm able or as soon as I see it again. If anybody is interested in booking with me privately, my website is abtarotreading.com. And again, this is the free stuff. So this is the fun free stuff. You can always book something personal and private that's one-on-one with me. And those are recorded sessions. So you always get a copy of your reading afterwards. So that's kind of the fun stuff there. Also, I am just going to say that while I do love it when you share this, y'all don't have to. It's not required as part of this agreement. So no worries. Share it if you feel like somebody you know would get something genuine out of the conversation, would get something meaningful out of the wisdom that was gained, or the insight or the perspective that was shown up for us. So do it in those moments, because that's when it's meaningful, not when you're just trying to like get our attention or what have you. So yeah, let me turn off this incense because it's about to cloud up this room. Ooh, there we go. And then we're going to hop back into comments, and then we're going to start pulling questions. I do also want to make sure that we are being cautious of spammers, because like we said, block, delete, let them go. I promise, I promise, I promise I will push them out as soon as I see them, and as soon as I kind of like can, as soon as I can. So no worries there. I will pull questions for people who are here. So when I get to a question, it's because they're in the room. So what I suggest that you do is when I call for the first questions, I'll rest for a second, let you guys throw those into the comments. Go ahead and copy your question, because chances are good I'm not going to get you on the first go. So just copy it so that when I do the second call, you can throw your question in again, just copy paste, and it just keeps the thing going super fast for us. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that is useful. You guys, I was thinking one of these days we'll have to do like a Q&A kind of thing, like a question and answers, not so much reading, but like, what's this maybe process or questions you have about spirituality or metaphysics or how you can access your own intuition stuff. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about hosting a Q&A, but I'll totally let y'all know if I do that. All right. So if you have your question, please feel free to go ahead and throw it into the comments here in just a moment. Ooh, there we go. Here in just a moment, I will be pulling those for us. There we go. And I will be pulling from the perspective of guides, guardians, and ancestors. So if you are wondering kind of what lens I'm kind of using like what's in our best interest. What do our spirit team feel like it's in our best interest? What does your grandmother think about X, Y, and Z? And you can also go ahead and kind of preemptively ask that if you want to. It's up to you. Oh my gosh, I'm excited. I'm like buzzing and fuzzy and busy. Oh, goodness. Okay. Oh my gosh, you got questions going already. I love it. I did love it. Tony, that's an interesting question. Let's start that off. I dig it. All right, Tony, you got a question about that wallet of yours. All right, so I am going to shuffle cards. I may not pull cards, but I'm using the shuffling process to kind of channel the information and the energy. So let me feel around, Tony, and let's see what happened. I love the mundane questions. I really do. Because they're as equally fun as the profound and the spiritual base. But you know what? Hey, real life happens everywhere. Even when someone, for instance, takes your wallet. Okay. I'm not saying that they take it yet because I'm feeling something else. I'm trying to figure out what it is that I'm getting. Ah, you know, what is it? What is it? What is it? Okay, so the the thought I'm getting feels more like it fell out. Okay, hypothetical situation. Tell me if this rings true or not. The feeling I'm getting though is that kind of scenario where it's like you put it in a pocket and the pocket was too tight, and so the wallet like squeezed its way out of the pocket and landed, and you walked away from it. And so because you walked away from it, maybe somebody spots it, does the look see, picks it up, wanders off. Like I feel like it grew legs, but I don't feel like it was deliberately stolen. Does that make sense? Because it doesn't have that malicious intent. It's just like, okay. And then moving on. Like it feels almost like instant. I don't feel like it's in the like where you're at though. I feel like there's a little bit more distance between your wallet and your stuff. So unless somebody does the whole turn-in situation, um I would just go ahead and start kind of doing that process of like replacing your stuff, because one, either duplicates of your stuff is going to be useful, or you getting a hold of your new ID, your new blah will be wildly useful. So yeah, you're like, yeah, I feel you. Perfect. It doesn't feel malicious, so that's useful because yeah, anything that's going on there just doesn't feel malicious. I feel like it fell out of where it was, or it fell. Like the following thing feels pretty spot on. It fell and then it grew legs. It grew legs, but I don't feel like it was malicious. But I hope that answers your question, Sweet Pea. And please feel free to throw in another question if you like. So I will go ahead and pull another question. Oh, you're very welcome, sweetheart. Please feel free to go ahead and throw in your question. I'll be pulling for the next one that I feel called to. That I feel pulled. That I feel pulled. Let's see. Let's see. I see them coming in. Oh my gosh. Let's see. This was an interesting one. Because I see your question is kind of surrounding this topic pretty frequently, so it's all good. Let's see. So you have this ex who I don't know where I should run from or give a second chance. Oh. I also want to know how my mom feels about her. Got you. Okay. Miss Kiana. Should we give this ex a second chance? You know, the feeling I'm getting, Kiana, is not so much that this is like a second chance per se. This is like the 8th chance or the 19th chance. Like, I feel like we've done this before. Like, have you, okay, so maybe you can clarify for me. Is this like a relationship where y'all broke up, y'all got back together, you broke up, you got back together, you broke up, you got back together, you broke up, you got back. Like it was never really done. You guys never had like the end, or if you did have an end, you, for instance, kind of like checked in on her or whatnot. Like it just feels like the end was muddy. So there was never like actually an ending to the situation. It was never a finite an ending, like you actually cut it off and left it alone kind of thing. Oh, that was the situation. That was the situation. Got you. No worries, hun bunch. So let's see. Let's look at what your mom feels about her, because it's like when I'm splitting the question up into 2 parts, this aspect of if you should run the other way or give her a second chance feels meh. So let's pause for a second. Oh, it's always been very muddy and messy. Got you. Let's look at it from what do you say? What did your mom feel about her? What does your mom think about the situation? So let's give you mom perspective, or see if we can kind of pull in mom perspective. The feeling I get is kind of, oh, that's funny. To me, it's funny. I say this because I'm also a parent, and so this is the feeling that she gives me. She gives me the feeling of an elder looking at a young lady while she has her issues and her funnies and her situations. And so to me, she feels like she's looking at it from more of a comical perspective. Like, oh, you guys don't have to do this. But kind of giggly, but not like, I don't feel ill will. I don't feel any terrible judgment. I feel humor surrounding it. I feel like she kind of gets a kick out of the repeat behavior. Like it's slightly funny, but I don't know why she would find it funny. Like the why part, I don't have yet. So because when I'm asking her to kind of clarify on what she thinks of this person, she feels ambivalent about the person. Like I feel like there's not a strong feeling yes or a strong feeling no. She feels like meh, like don't really care. It's not a big deal. It's not a big situation. What she's concerned about is you. So if she's concerned about you, then what does Ma feel about the situation? The first words I'm getting is you could do better. You can do better. And I wonder if that's why she's giggling, because it's just like, oh, honey. It's like, bless her heart. Like, you could do better. You could do better. But obviously, it's something that you have to go through. And it's up to you as to what you want to do with it or how you want to progress or whatnot. I feel like you keep looking for answers everywhere except for the internal. So I'm wondering if you've stopped listening to yourself regarding the situation and you keep looking for outside validation regarding should you stay or should you go, or should you give them a second chance or should you not. Like we're never, oh, that was fast. You block user, there we go. Sorry, that was a big message, so I wanted to make sure that we got that scooted. Oh, you're crying. Oh no, honey. No tears. Or no need. But I understand. Again, it's not malicious, it's not terrible or anything. It just feels like your mom understands that you are going through this situation. You are going through this phase of your existence, and it's not anything to judge. It's just like, are you being safe? Are you okay? If you're not okay, then what can be done to kind of help you feel a little bit better? If it's how you are kind of beating up yourself in regards to the situation, then of course she would hug you out of that. She would love you to bits about that, but not judging you at all for the situation that you're in or the reasons that you've done this relationship 8 times. Like we're not judging anything here. I hope that makes sense. So let's see if there's anything else that she wants to share with me real quick before we hop on to another question. She's bringing my attention regarding to your self-value and your self-worth. I feel like there's an element to it where you feel like this person is kind of like not literally the only person you'll ever date again, but it feels like she's the only one around. So you feel kind of alone in that regard. So you feel like this is the only opportunity I can see. And so because of that, it gets kind of, it's a harsh word, but the feeling I'm getting is like, it's like, if you took the term desperation, put it in a shot glass and diluted it with like Kool-Aid or whatever your chaser is, that's kind of how it feels to me. It's that liquor that you dilute half with a chaser of some sort. And that's what it feels like. It feels like you have this need, desire, and want, but we keep chasing it, and it's not. Anyway, I think you get my point. I think you get your oh, you do. I think you get the where I'm trying to go with it. But I feel like you're exactly where you need to be based on the situation that you're in. And when you are ready to do something differently, you will make a different choice. You'll make a different decision. You will maybe not pick up the phone. Maybe you will block. Maybe you will then delete. Maybe you will, gosh, you will do everything that you find necessary to create distance and space between you and this person. But right now you're not ready. And no one's judging that. No one's judging that. When you're ready, you'll make decisions like that. And that's how I feel like your mom's kind of lining up with it, because the feeling I'm getting on her end is just like, does that make sense? But please feel free to totally let me know how that lands for you, sweet pea. I do not mind digging into that further if you need. So thank you. But yeah, if any of you have a question, please feel free to go ahead, throw your question into the comments, and I will grab the next one as I feel called. As I feel called. Oh, let me change this little like banner. I feel like that's redundant. Yes, we know. We know me. There you go. Oh, that's a banner. Okay, I did a ticker. Let's hide that one. See, y'all are seeing how I do this on the fly, right? Yeah. Here we go. Saved. Perfect. Oh, look at that. I'm producing my own staff, darlings. That is her. Oh my goodness, that was a funny statement. So that was her face and all. Thank you. You guys are great. Alrighty. So I am gonna pull another question. Thank you, Denise. Hey, it's a work in progress. There's little changes that we do in everything all the time to make everything kind of cohesive. So I appreciate that you're seeing it. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so Mac, I haven't read for you in a dog's age. Okay, your question, Hun Bunch, is will I lose significant weight this year? And will 2022 be financially great for me? Woo! All right, Mac. Two things. First of all, I feel like I don't even have to pull cards on this, but I'm totally pulling intuition at the same time. So we're gonna do a mixed bag for you, darling. Okay, as I get all drama. First thing, will you lose a significant amount of weight? First thing, I feel like this is contingent on something. So I'm wondering, are you like okay, so hypothetical, I don't know if this is your case, but I'm wondering, are you doing this naturally or are you doing this with aid? Like, are you considering getting a bypass or are you doing this naturally, diet, exercise kind of thing? Because I feel like it's going to depend on your method, right? And then it depends on what your choices are. So if you get like a gastric bypass or a sleeve or a surgical operation of some sort, again, up to you. Yeah, you'll lose a significant amount of weight. But what's your goals? And I say this rhetorically because I want you to make sure that you know what your goals are. So you said naturally. Perfect. Good to hear. Sorry, I'm not trying to give judgment. Just intervention to some degree. I get it. Okay, so you're aiming for naturally. Now, the reason I'm not getting a hard yes or hard no is because it's up to you to decide if you're going to or not. So, because that's like the oil, not, excuse me, that's like when we ask for future predictions about something that is written in sand and not written in stone. When it's written in sand, we still have free will, we still have choice, we still have the desire. Is that the word that I was going for? We still have free will, we still have choice. We have, full control over basically the outcome of what's going on for us. So for me, regarding your weight loss, it's on the fence because I feel like you're on the fence. I feel like you haven't quite, but you're that close. So you're like right there. You haven't quite said, all right, enough. I've had it. I'm done. I'm done feeling this way. This is no longer acceptable. I feel like you're getting really, really close to changing your standard. And so whatever the standard is for yourself, whatever the standard is for the life in which you want to live, you're like, you just need somebody to kick you in the ass. Just right over the edge. Who do you need around you? That's what it is. I feel like we need to get you or find you a better room of people to be in that are all chasing the same goals that you are. And so if, for instance, it's increased financial security, if it's health, fitness, and wellness, we need to get you in another room. We need not literally a room like this room, like you need a different set of people to be around. So can you find a group? Can you find a mentor? Can you find a coach? What can you do to kind of help you further cement your commitment to losing weight, to changing your life, to changing the lifestyle? Because anybody can lose weight, but changing your lifestyle for the goal that you're aiming for health or wellness, for instance, that's a lifestyle change. We need to shift shit that's in your life. And that's more than just talking to your fellow neighborhood tarot reader. That's you changing the relationship and the standard that you have with your life, with yourself, and your own priorities and your own responsibilities, your own goals, life, all that things. Like I could run on this for days. Like I hope that makes sense, and I hope that aligned for you. Financially wise, I feel like you're still I feel like there's still a goal or a mission that you're still working on. There's like I don't know if you're trying to climb out of debt or trying to resolve a debt, but it feels like there's something that just needs to be handled, but there's no reason that, I don't know why that keeps reminding me, there's no reason why you can't have a fiscally better year than the year prior, so long as you are on your finances, you know exactly what your numbers are. Maybe you do a little bit of digging into some, I was thinking YouTube for a second. What else? Find new information. Maybe do some reading, because I feel like when we get to a certain level of knowledge, that's where our finances kind of cap out at. Your financial situation at the moment is based on your level of financial knowledge and education. So if you want it to be better, get more knowledge, get more information, get more influences, get more resources. Kyle likes turtles. I'm glad you like turtles, Kyle. I like turtles too. I hope that makes sense, Mac. I hope it does. Join a gym with like-minded people. So I do believe that joining a gym is really, really useful, but it's the community aspect that I want you to remember, because the exchange, the conversations, the topics, the support, all that stuff, that's stuff you don't just get when you join the gym. You get that when you have a community. That's what you build when you've made new friends. That's what you build when you have new mentors around, when you have new maybe someone that you're coaching even. That's when that happens, when you've built a community around you. So I hope that makes sense, Sweet Pea, and totally let me know if it doesn't. I have no problems elaborating at all. But if you have a question, please feel free to go ahead and throw it into the comments, and I will pull the next question that I feel drawn to, because you guys have some really, really interesting ones in here. And of course, I need to read them. I need to see them. Pamela, that's a good one. You have a question about your grandmother. That's interesting. I like it. Maybe we'll pull on that one, but let's see through. Let's see. You guys are sweet. Aw. What did we say? Great information, learn more, rise together. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's see. I kind of dig this one. Let's do it. Laura. Oh, that's quite a question. Huh. Was it my son in a dream, or did I die and he sent me back? Interesting. Laura, you have another ball of wax that you're contending with, aren't you? And I say that because I feel like you're so I'm going to say this directly and delicately at the same time, or I'm going to try to. The feeling that I'm getting off of you and from you is a lot of still sore, still raw, still picking up. It's like that little, like you're still trying to put Humpty Dumpty back together again kind of thing. And I feel like a part of you kind of has that. Have you ever heard of that? Like, I wish I had died too. Like, I wish, like when I died or when he died, part of me died with him. Like, I feel like there's some truth to that for you. Like, a part of you is kind of okay if that happened, if that makes sense. And there you go. I just want to make sure I keep an eye on the comments with you. There you go. So everything I want to say, I feel the need to be very, like, give you the biggest warm wrapped hug, but also understand exactly where you're at. So feeling around you, I do feel like the energy of your sweet one kind of coming in. And the first feeling I'm getting off of him is this feel of like you're the greatest kind of thing. But it's that I know that you weren't always great, but you were the greatest. It's kind of the feeling. So I love how he just clarified that for me. I don't feel like you died. I feel like it was a little bit more of a visit. But he's giving me this feeling of wanting to kind of pick you up off the ground, or pick you up off the sofa, or pick you up off. Does that make sense? Because the visual he's kind of giving me, or that I'm getting at the moment, is just kind of like, if for instance you're spending a lot of time laying on the sofa, I feel like he's kind of putting your hand out, kind of like, or his hand out, kind of like encouraging you to kind of like, no one's saying that you're going to feel amazing, but you can at least stand. That is something you can do. Because I feel like there's other people that need you, and that them needing you kind of has the ability to kind of wake you back up again, if that makes sense. So I feel like you're still just you're wrapped up in your what is it? The words hot pocket came to mind. I don't know why we're going to hot pockets, but you're still wrapped up in that. Feels like just the cocoon of guilt and grief. Maybe not so much guilt, but it feels very much like grief. I dreamt I was in a beautiful garden. Oh, and there's no more pain with him. That's perfect. That to me feels like a visit. Like he was coming to kind of help and kind of console a little bit there. He told me it was not my time to bed in the garden. Oh, to bed the garden or bed in the garden, and I had bigger things back home. Oh. You can believe that message that he gave you, right? Like it is okay, and please believe him and believe the things that he said to you, because that's like that personal, deep, intimate moment connection that he shared to kind of remind you. To me, it's like he's giving me the repeat to stand back up again. And no one's saying it's going to be perfect. No one's saying it's even going to be easy or not going to hurt along the way. But it's like you can stand back up again, and that's totally. Sorry, I felt like I was just getting clarity for a minute. So I'm wondering for you if you have this slight need for perfection in regards to your processing this. So you moving on or continuing to process your grief doesn't have to look perfect, and it doesn't have to look like anybody else's version of grief. This is your unique package that you get to contend with. And so, yes, you'll get to stand up today or soon. And tomorrow you might have to sit back down again. But the whole thing is just to eventually, spend a little bit more time standing, if that makes sense. So no one is saying to be perfect with it, just to like do exactly what you feel capable of. But the encouragement I'm getting is you can go ahead and stand back up. You can go ahead and stand back up. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense for you, sweetie. Let's see if there's anything else that I can kind of pull on for you. Oh, that's funny. You have OCD. Oh, I understand. I understand. See if there's anything else. Dude, I would love to understand your situation a little bit more, because he feels like a good, like the energy I'm feeling is like this good, funky spunk, like just good kid. Like, I don't know how old your person was, or you said your son. I don't know how old he was, but he feels like, what's the words? I would call him something. I would use an old person's term with it. Like the words that came to mind was whippersnapper. Like it was just that kind of like whippersnapper. I love it though. Like I would love to get to know you guys a little bit more closely and spend a little bit more time kind of pulling him through and giving him some time with you. I do feel like the another a little bit that he's giving me is that he's not away from you. So he definitely wants to make sure that you understand he's not gone. He's just kind of like, you can think of him in the other room, essentially. Like you can still pull in his energy. You can still, oh, he was your hero. You can still pull in his energy. You can still call on him and pull him close to you and smell him. You can still wrap up in his whatever it happens to be for you that week, because it might change. He's not gone. He's not gone from you. Like I feel like he's making it on repeat. He's not gone. He's just different. He's in the other room, but he's still around, and I feel like he's hanging closely. So he feels like he sees you. He feels like he's. The funny thing he just gave me is like there's a few things that you'd be a little bit embarrassed about if we like if okay, so the feeling he's giving me is like if you really wanted to go there, he could embarrass you. And I'm gonna make sure that he doesn't, because those are the private moments that we like, okay, let's reserve that. Let's reserve that. But he's a sweet guy. Like I wanna he's giving me the feeling of this. When you like for instance, if I was here and I'm where are you? You're here. He's giving me the arm around the shoulder kind of thing. So yeah, like oh, and then you get to see all my inventory. But he's giving me the arm around the shoulder thing. So it kind of gives that feeling of like friendship, camaraderie. he was a support for you. And so I feel like he still wants to be. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Oh, I want to give him a hug. I want to give you both a hug. That's super sweet, you guys. I hope that answered your question regarding if that was, did you die in your sleep essentially, or was that a visit? I think it was a visit. I think it was a visit. So you haven't lost him. Hold on to that guy. Hold on to that one because he's around anyway. He's around anyway. But yes, you all, if you have, oh, I'm glad to hear it. If you have a specific question, please feel free to go ahead and throw it into the comments. I'm pulling questions basically along the lines of life questions, essentially, through the lens of our guides, our guardians, our loved ones, our ancestors. It just kind of, I love understanding what they think or what they feel or what wisdom they can garner for us. You know, I love tapping on them as a resource. So let's use them. Let's use them. All right, so let's take a look at the questions that are coming in. You guys are great. You guys are great with your questions. I love it. Let's do this one. Let's do this one. Charlene will love coming for me. I keep having dreams about my ex-fiance who cheated on me with his best friend's baby mom. You don't need that anyway. Excuse me as I hiccup. That was 3 years ago. I don't know why he's still in my dreams, because the guy that I really like in real life is Aaron. It's like I'm being haunted by my ex-fiance. It's exhausting. Dude, I bet. I bet. So will love come in for you? Will love come in for you? Well, it sounds like, hold on. The guy that I really like in real life is Aaron. So I'm wondering, is that the thing that you're trying to see if Aaron and you are going to like connect and turn into a thing? Is that where we're actually kind of like hoping for? Let's see. As I throw around cards, let's see. What do we need to know about the situation? What do we need to know about the dreams? Because I feel like the dream is kind of, so it's a little disheveling, right? So when we have the dreams, there we go. When we have the dreams about the people, sorry, I got to block a person. There we go. They're trying to see. We'll totally dig into it. But when we're having dreams about the person, like sometimes it's really easy to think that it's a sign or it's something that's like about them that's trying to like sneak back into our environment. But I would challenge you to think of it more, or in addition, like let's think of it in addition to what you already have, like what your already thought process is, but also think about if you could personify betrayal, anxiety, depression, longing, what do you call that? Attachment, like all these words, right? If you could personify all those words for you, that would be that image of your ex-fiance. So sometimes when those feelings kind of show back up again for us in our life because we have, you know, relationships that we're trying to do, or we are stepping our toes into situations that might put us in that same predicament, we start to have those anxiety dreams show up, where that personification is like the representation of the wounds and the damage that you still have, not necessarily that person trying to link in with you or kinetically come in or psychically kind of do anything. And we partition it, it might be more productive to kind of address it like a personified version of the issues that you still have to contend with, or you still have to kind of work through, essentially. You said that was 3 years ago. What else do we need to know about the situation? What else do we need to know? Because I feel like you're reasonably, because, okay, so if we think about breakups as kind of like the stages of grief, right? Like I feel like you've migrated through, you've gotten over that him, but the situation still hurts. Like the fact that you had that situation occur still hurts. That kind of betrayal instance still hurts. And I'm wondering if it might be those little micro wounds that still needs to be attended to. So the suggestion or the invitation, I feel like this is kind of like your little bit of the ancestors kind of hopping in to kind of give us a little bit of wisdom, is to look at the individual emotions that that breakup caused in you, or that betrayal caused in you, maybe even starting with those words, and see how you feel about it, with it, through it now. What can you do to turn that trauma into a silver lining, turning that what do you call that, that little piece of garbage that showed up for you? How can we turn that into compost to help nurture the new situations that you're trying to build? Let's see what else we need to do. I hope that makes sense for you, sweetie. What else? Because I feel like it's just little leftover stuff. Oh, he gave me some more context. There we go. Trying to see what's going to happen with me and Aaron. The girl my ex cheated on me for did a love spell on him. Correction. When a person is committed to you, there's nothing that a person can do to snake them from you. So magic or no magic, love spell or no spell, all it does is exploit situations that are already there. Essentially, that love spell did you a favor because he wasn't there for you anyway. I dare somebody to do something on my wife. Good luck. Because there's a mixed bag to it. If my wife is that kind of person where she would, then okay. Because I am just fine on my own. It would hurt. It would suck. No one's saying that. But I am a bold ass, ballsy woman as I am. And it would be more Melissa's loss than mine. My wife ain't gonna do that though. She loves her family too much. But it's okay. It's okay. There's another thing that I love to make sure that you guys know is that anything that starts in chaos ends in chaos. So chances are pretty good that that whole situation is going to be temporary anyway. So it'll be fine. It'll be fine. There we go. But you said it makes sense. So let's do a quick little dig on the situation, because I know that you wanted to know about you and the Aaron. You and the Aaron. Huh. Okay, honey. The feeling that I'm getting, though, is that the you and the Aaron is just kind of like a repeat of some old behaviors of yours. And sometimes we need repeats of the lessons because we didn't get them the first time, and it's not a judgment. It's okay. We do what we need to, right? So let's see. Because I feel like there's more. There's somebody better suited. Okay, so the feeling I'm getting is just that wanting you to understand that the person who is uniquely suited for you, y'all two will be pulled together like a ton of bricks. Like you won't have to finesse. You won't have to song and dance this person. You guys will notice each other. Y'all will find each other, and y'all will be uniquely attracted and pulled into each other's gravity, essentially. So you won't have to chase somebody down or prove your value or prove your worth or prove how amazing you are or prove how such and such you are, because they will already be able to see it. So the more that you actually go ahead and create that for yourself, the more they'll be able to see it. I feel like somebody better suited is in transit, but not somebody that you can visually see at the moment. But that's just as of right now. As of right now, you and Aaron feels like a repeat. So I'm wondering if you still got some stuff that you're working on. If that makes sense. I hope that makes sense with me. But yeah, thank you so much for your question. Thank you so much for your question. Oh my goodness. So please feel free to go ahead and throw your question into the comments. Let's see, what time is it? So we started at 2 and some change, 2:10, and it's 3:50. So yeah, we'll keep pulling for quite a bit. Aw, thank you, Sarah. I hope, because see, the thing for me as an Abby, something I wish I could put in a box and give to each and every one of y'all is your own remembering that we all have free will, that we all have the ability to choose, and we all have self-sovereignty, right? So we're our own unique little individual pocket of amazing. I wish I could have each of y'all remember that and no longer put your worth, your value, your sense of preservation, your identity in other people who are temporary and who are transient. And you do not have to fight to make people stay with you. I'm just going to mic drop that one. If I could give y'all anything, we do not have to fight people to make them stay. Just saying. I want a mic soon. One of these days I'll mic drop and just have, oh, maybe I'll have like a bell where I just hit it when I feel like I've had a moment, I've had a thing. But thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Sarah. All right, so you've thrown in your questions. Thank you so much, Hans. Let's see. That was perfect. Exactly. Yeah. You don't have to fight people to make them stay. Love is a choice. Do y'all know that? Like, yeah, the original like onslaught of the emotions, the feelings, yes, those are hormones. Like, those are great. Love that feeling. Those are awesome. But love itself is a choice that you make every day you're with someone. And I feel like our society has forgotten to give us that message, has forgotten to tell us that. We think that love is that whole sweep you off your feet thing, that whole walking into the house and living happily ever after. We've gotten drunk off of all these fairy tales, and we've forgotten that love itself is actually a choice. We choose it every day. We choose it every day. Anywho, that's a whole word. Love is a choice. Heck yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it can be work. No one says the work has to be torturous or painful or cruel or anything like that. But oh gosh, the best works are labors of love. Think of how you got here. That was a labor. Anywho, let's keep going. I'll get totally sidetracked on all these amazing questions you guys got. There we go. We got that person blocked. So sweet. All right, let's see if I can delete it too. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Did I get him? I think I got him. Deleted. Sweet. All right. So I'm going to pull for somebody new. There you go. Yeah. What am I doing? What I need to do to attract the things I'm manifesting in love, entrepreneurship, and your children. What am I doing? What I need to do. Oh, am I doing? You guys know I know how to read, right? Am I doing what I need to do to attract the things I'm manifesting in love and entrepreneurship and your children? That I feel like you are working on it. You are working on it so hard that you're accidentally working against yourself. And you know why? Because it's that whole like, you have that, is it there yet? Thing. That's the like the caveat, is it there yet? Is it there yet? I'm checking. Is it there yet? It's not. Are you there yet? It's not. Entrepreneurship, is it there yet? It's not. So it's like that whole like, is it there yet? Yes. The is it there yet kind of keeps you aware of its absence. And so when you're only aware of its absence, it kind of gets you out of the vibe of pulling it in. And again, not even a judgment call. It's just like a nuance, right? So maybe idea, girl, get into what it feels like when you have it, when it's already here. Like when it's already so here, you already are. Get into that vibe. Get into the vibe of what it's like because you already are the thing in which you're looking to attract. Dude, that to me feels like Chewy 101. Like you just want to chew on it like, I don't know, like a rib or corn. I don't know. But like, for me personally, whenever there's something I'm wanting to pull in, I say my original prayer, like in my head mentally. And then the thing is that you got to let it go. You got to let it go. If you're is or it isn't. And then we're going to continue to make steps further from there that points us in the direction of the thing that we're looking for. But doing the whole, is it there yet? Spot checking. Is it there yet? It's just going to remind you of what you don't have. So let's put that down. Let's stop doing the spot check, but let's do the one step in front of the other for where you're at and where you want to go. and just let it, just enjoy it and just enjoy it. Sometimes well, at least for me personally, I will journal, kind of like scripting, like what it'll feel like, what I feel like it'll feel like in the thing that I'm looking to kind of bask in. So if, for instance, I want to do something radical, like I want to, hypothetical, this actually isn't a thing that I'm trying to manifest, so that's why it's so left field for me. I want to manifest what 100,000 YouTube followers will feel like. What would that feel like? What did that do? What will that day look like? What will that bring me? And you know what? In that process of thinking about those things, I'll start to notice I can do that already. I can do that now. I can do that now. I can do that tomorrow. I can do that tomorrow. I can do that thing that I thought I could only get with that thing tomorrow. I'm just saying. Y'all play with that a little bit. Y'all start to realize y'all are big, magnificent creators already. Already. You'll start to do that. Sweet, 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 sweet. I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Oh, thank you, Laura. I appreciate that compliment. I appreciate that. So yeah, if you have a question, block that person. There you go. If you have a question, please feel free to go ahead and throw it into the comments. Let's keep pulling because we're having fun. I hope you're having fun. Please tell me if you're having fun today. Because I want to continue to do work like this with you all if you continue to enjoy it. If you don't like it, then I don't want to keep subjecting you to stuff you don't like. So please, if you enjoy it, yeah. All right, Patricia. That's a big old long one. Let's do it. You want to know if my guides understand why it takes me longer than it would others to release trauma. I feel like I need to take notes. Hold on, honey. Oops. I'm messing my desk up. We're taking notes. And I'm not trying to be like patronizing or anything. I'm just trying to like stay on target. So if your guides, no. Okay. It takes longer than others to release trauma. Okay, so I'm gonna address this statement right away because I feel like that's an important language, important words that you just said there. So if your guides know, yes, they do, because they are part of your DNA. They're part of your spiritual stream. They are connected to your thoughts, your mind, your spirit. Yes, they know, and they aren't judging you for it. So I'm wondering who is. Is it you that's judging you for taking longer to release trauma? Is it somebody on the outside of your network that's judging you for taking longer? Who cares how long it takes you? No, I don't care how long it takes you. Like, do you care how long it takes you? That's the only thing that really does matter. Do you care how long it takes you than it would others to release trauma? I feel like there's something to it. Hold on. Why? I want to know if my guides understand why it takes me longer than it would others to release trauma. So let's continue on. At 3, my mom passed away and my dad saw dollar signs. So they used mental abuse tactics to be manipulated. Abuse tactics manipulated, which lowered his self-esteem. Hold on. Sorry, I'm just making sure I'm reading succinctly. So at age 3, my mom passed, and my dad's family saw dollar signs. So they used mental abuse tactics by manipulating him, which lowered his self-esteem, making him feel that he was unable to care for myself or my brother. See, I just had to continue to read. Complete abuse. I didn't get the experience of learning what I needed to being a little girl, young woman to full grown woman. It's so embarrassing going through most situations on. And we have ... Okay. I think Patricia Harris. Yes, it's me. Okay. Sorry, I want to make sure I understand what we're looking for out of that question. Because you have a big thing to unpack, hon, and it's not Sorry, I'm sketching right now. I feel like I totally should show y'all what I'm sketching because this is just part of my process here. Let me actually add you to my stream
so
so
you
you
can
can
see.
see.
Let me actually add you to my stream.
Oops. There we go. We got it mic'd, or we got the mic, what do you call it? Muted. There we go. So this is part of my process where I'm just kind of thinking through your situation and I'm sketching it out, literally sketching it out. As I'm trying to think through this, especially because I don't want to look at the camera just this second. This will help me. So, my dear, let me get your name, Patricia. Patrice, not Patricia. Oh my gosh, shame on me. All right, honey, what do we need to know about the situation? Okay, so the first thing that I feel like is really important is the length of time is irrelevant for you. Like, for all of us. And I feel like that's going to be really important and really useful for all of us to remember that the length of time is not even that. The judgment on the length of time, that's us. That's our own internal mess. That's our own internal chaos. Like, that stuff doesn't actually matter. It's those outside influences. It's the whatever it is that you're listening to that's telling you that something isn't moving as quickly. What else am I getting there? Because another feeling that I'm getting in addition to it is like, I really, really wish something that I wish I could just like deliver, like just sandwich on your plate, is understanding that other people's opinions of you do not matter. But I also understand that, especially in that kind of situation where you grew up in, everyone's opinions mattered. So it's really, really, really hard to deprogram that, to unpack that, to kind of get out of that kind of behavior and situation and such. So I'm not surprised that you're having a slow go at it, but there's no need to judge yourself about it. Does that make sense? Is there anything else that we need to know out of that? Let's see. Sorry, I'm still exhaling here. What else do we need to know? Honey, you are on your own unique process. You are on your own unique time frame. The message or the feeling that I keep getting every time I hop into it is just like, you are uniquely you. You're doing the exact unique process that you need to do. Judging yourself or comparing yourself to others, they're not doing that. Whoever else is. Like, your guides aren't comparing you to others. You are comparing you to others, or you're listening to people who are comparing you to others. So if it's possible, and I know sometimes it's hard because habits are hard to break, right? But if you're able to understand and remember that you're on your own unique process, you're on your own unique journey, you're on your own unique trajectory. And it's not like your sisters, it's not like your brothers, it's not like whoever your aunts and your other family members, it's not who your besties are. It's different. It's different, and it's okay for it to be different. Is there anything else? Let me scroll down and kind of see it. There you go. Let's see. Anything else that we need to know? Honey, it's a journey. Like, every time I hop in, it goes like, it's a journey. This is a lifetime. This is a process, and your unique process is going to be different than everybody else's process. So understanding that, knowing that, and don't judge yourself for it. Don't judge yourself harshly for it because it's not happening at the speed or the pace that we'd like it to be. Like, no, your guides aren't judging you for it. Your ancestors aren't judging you for it. Like, if anything, they are intimately aware of what's going on for you. So go ahead and relax on that aspect, honey. Like, no one's judging you. No one's judging on this side of the fence. No one's judging you for it. So no worries there, hun. But yeah, outside of that, like, I feel like you have a team that's supportive and loving and caring and wants to wrap you up and wants to give you the love and attention and affection that you didn't get from the people that were closest to you. And the other feeling that I'm getting is a little bit of an apology for it. Like, not so much it was my fault kind of feeling, but it was like, I'm sorry that you went through that. There's the sorry that that was your experience, because that sucks, is the feeling that I'm getting. You have a complicated lived experience, and it will take time to unpack it all. And there's no need to rush it. Just, it will take the time in which it needs. And I feel like I can deliver like another mic drop. If that makes sense. But yeah, I will totally leave this camera space on a little bit. It might be fun to kind of like just kind of keep the show and share and tell here for you. So did I see? Oh, who did I see? I think I saw this one. Hey, Hustle. Hey, dearie, how are you? Let's see. You're looking for any messages. There you go. Let's say it didn't click. You're looking for any messages for me from your spirit guides regarding your next steps work-wise. Thoughts of moving. Okay. You guys get to see my messy little handwriting. I love it. Any messages from your spirit team? Let's focus on your team because I feel like this um stuff is just the stuff. Like I feel like for you, the feeling I'm getting right off the bat is like, let's actually focus here. Because I feel like that's where we're needing SPI are, I don't know how to spell spirit. I feel like that's where we are needing to kind of actually hang out some time in. So messages from spirit for you, Miss Deborah. Miss Deborah. My spirit wants you to know. You know, the funny thing is the first thing I get for you, Hun Bunch, is this feeling of you'll totally have to validate this for me, even if you can, of like a member of your spirit team in some way, shape, or form feels like somebody who'd be wearing like couture and heels and have like the jewelry and be super fashion forward and a little bit posh and very well put together. So that's like the energy that I'm feeling of what's shown up for you regarding. So I don't know if that's a like a spirit guide or an ancestral person. So you totally have to tell me if you know who that person is. But the first feeling that I have for you is this, gosh, it's kind of like this repeat of not focusing on the small stuff. And what else is going on in there? I feel like you're getting lost in the details of stuff that don't matter. What else? What else? Hold on. Who wants to come in for her? Deborah. Dude, I feel her again. Because I feel like the slick back. I did feel an aunt actually just a second ago, so maybe that is your aunt kind of stepping in. Because I legit like it had this whole kind of like Vogue model slick back hairstyle kind of thing, dark hair in the bun. Like that was like the visual that I got. So it's just this very modern, obviously maybe modern for her age instead of my age, but very modern, um very clean, very bold. Gosh, I wish I could give you this design aesthetic that I'm feeling. But I feel like she's something about the lipstick. She keeps giving me this lipstick. Something about just this feeling of focusing on stuff that doesn't really matter, but the way in which she's saying it is kind of like if, for instance, I was taking a fan and fanning myself. So if I'm standing kind of like on the side, fanning myself, it's like, honey, don't focus on things that don't matter. Like, kind of feel like it kind of has this regalness to it. So I love that. I love that. So let's see what else is in there. Let's see what else is in there. Yeah, and it's like little things that don't matter. It's like that's the repeat thing for you. And I feel like maybe either I'm not getting it or you're not getting it. So we're spending entirely too much time focusing on things that do not matter. So what does matter? Let's shift her up a little bit. What does matter? So the thing that I'm getting first and foremost is heart and home. So the things that do matter is like the things that are like the cornerstones of your heart and home. I'm actually gonna write it down, heart, home, because those are the things that kind of give you that sense of safety, fulfillment, kindness, contentment. What does that nesting kind of feel with it? Ooh, nest. What else is in there, Auntie? What does matter? Okay, so you had a question specific. Hold on, let me actually scroll back up to that original. There we go. Next steps work-wise, got you. So when it comes to your next steps work-wise, the feeling that I was getting there is you getting a little bit more discerning, you getting a little bit more clear about what was actually important instead of like for instance, if you are trying to get a new role or a new position or a new career trajectory, right? You aiming for things that are actually important to you instead of important to others. So if you, for instance, maybe take a pay cut to do a position that actually means something and makes you feel a little bit better, that would be more beneficial to you than you taking a shitty job that gives you an excellent dollar figure, but is kind of soul sucking, if that makes sense. Let's see. Anything else? Anything else? Another feeling I'm getting is in relation to you taking care of your feet. So it's like whoever it is that I'm chatting with, I'm not really getting a whole ton of information because I'm not focusing on her, but she brought me down to her feet and showed me the shoes again, which to me look like patent leather heels, like the shiny gloss polished heels. And then the feet. Is it her feet or your feet? Well, I might leave that for you to actually chew on. She's bringing my attention back to the feet. I'm wondering if that was more her feet then. Anything else? I really want to get you a good, nugget. We've had some good nuggets today. I want a good nugget for Miss Deborah. Okay, is there anything else Miss Deborah needs to know? Aw, the feeling I got right away was that you're perfectly wonderful and you're absolutely magnificent exactly as you are. And sometimes we forget this, but it's okay because they are always here to remind you exactly how wonderful you are. Did I just see that? Your left heel has been killing you. So it must be your auntie because she's bringing correlations. She's bringing correlations, so that's pretty sweet. She did have poor feet. Oh, yeah. Well, apparently she thinks you're cooler than sliced bread, so you totally have to listen to that. You totally have to listen to that. But thank you so much for your question, Deborah. It was kind of nice hopping into her poshness. I really appreciate that. I would totally be that kind of person if I was her. All right, so let me go ahead and move this upwards so that this camera side is turned off. So, and the camera's not so good on this one either. So I'm sure y'all will forgive me. There we go. Okay. Oh, you're welcome, Hun Bunch. You're welcome. Let's see. All right, my dear. So if you have a question that you'd love for me to read on, please feel free to go ahead and throw that into the comments, and I will pull up probably one or two more. Let's see. We want to make sure we end on a fun note, end on something wonderful and chewy and good. Let's see. Yay! I love that they're coming in. Thank you all. Thank you, you all. Let's see. You guys get me all excited. You know what I want to do? I kind of want to oh, I'm not even going to say that because that's just not rude, but it's just oh, I want to do them all super fast and then not have anybody to talk to you forever. So it's I answered all the questions and they're everyone's crickets. It's oh, nothing else. So groovy. All right, so we're scrolling. Oh my goodness. And you're tuning in from Scotland. How amazing. I'm not pulling on the question, but I did want to shout you out because that is epic. Yo, I don't know if I've ever seen anybody from Scotland before. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. The fast reads that I used to do, Kiana. That might be a fun way to end the batch. We might actually do that. So I may not say no. But I do want to spend a little bit of time on one more question. So we'll do that. We'll do that first, and then we'll think about the other one. Let's see. Oh, Amy is from Australia. Oh my gosh, you guys. I love where y'all are from. Thank you so much, all of y'all, for coming to hang out with me this evening. That is so much fun. Let me block him. That was fast. All right. So we are going to randomly choose. I want to aim for someone new, but It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. I think I'm feeling pulled to this one, you guys. Yes, see. There you go. Oh, excuse me. And then we'll probably sort back and start doing like maybe like super fast one card kind of thing. That'd be a nice way to end, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? All right, Jesus. I'm assuming Jesus only because that's my cultural reference to the name. So forgive me if I'm mispronouncing your name. Any messages from your guides or your spirit team? And what does my spiritual energy say about me? Ah, I'll probably be telling you what it says about you. Let's see. Any messages from your team, your guides or your team? Any messages from your guides or your team? Any message? Anything that we need to know? What do we need to know? What do we need to know? Funny thing, the first thing I'm getting from you is okay, so I don't know how much sense this is gonna make. So when I get stuff that makes no sense to me, I just translate it because it's like I don't know, but sometimes you may or you may not. So it's all good. The first thing I got was actually a set of jeans and needing to check the pockets of your jeans because it's like I feel like you're gonna accidentally melt something, or that whole situation of like check your pockets because you might either lose something or melt something. So it's like I don't know. That's an odd one. So what else do we need to know? What else do we need to know? Oh, I'm losing cards. It's all good. What do your team want you to? You know, the funny thing is the feeling that I'm getting is someone that's kind of or the energy of, I'm not getting specific like connection energy, but what I am feeling is the checkup on you energy. Like, make sure you check your pockets, make sure you close that window, make sure you check the back seat, make sure like that's what I'm getting. I'm getting things for you to check on. Like, I don't know, am I talking to your mom? Or your grandmother who was like the lovely nag essentially? Like who what else do you need to know? Like I feel like you're being told to check your tire levels. Like, what is this? What else? What else? What else? Because I feel like you might have something because I'm getting again like a nail in the tire kind of thing. So it's like something specifically about your tires. Now I'm not saying to actually go and check your tires like the second because you're gonna have a blowout or anything. It's just more of like the feeling I'm getting is like go ahead and go to La Schwab or whoever that can check in your tires, air them up, and then just give a quick inspection kind of thing. Like that whole feeling, if that makes sense. It almost feels like a dad even, where they would like tell you to check your oil pressure and check this. It's like we're talking about your safety or your things in life that you're supposed to be checking up on or checking in on. What else do we need to know? Again, it's another one of those things where I don't understand it. So the imagery that I'm getting is the need to pick up the phone when it calls or when it rings. Definitely grandparents. It felt like an older phone. So pick up the phone. Pick up the phone when they call. Did you not call your grandparents enough? Let's see. What else do we need to know? What else do we need to know? They gave me the visual of school, of like going back and getting more education or getting more knowledge or something like that. So I don't know if that's actually like. And see, what I'm not really struggling with, but I'm not getting perspective on is timing. Because usually sometimes I get timing in our conversation. So I understand like, are we looking in advance? Are we looking at their life? Are we looking at your life now? I don't have quite perspective. I'm just having information. So that's interesting. So let's see. Anything else in there? I just keep feeling like the need to check up on you, the need to keep an eye on you. Take a look at things is the words that was used. To take a look at things. Another feeling that I'm getting, so it's like I don't know if this is valid for you or for them, but I'm feeling this need to like measure up or to be graded or to be compared, and then like almost as a value proposition towards yourself. There's this desire to compare yourself to others to see how good you are or how good you're doing. Does that make sense? Like that was like a feel that I was getting for you for just a minute. I think you got to touch. Got. I think you just got touched with my ADHD, honey. Maybe that's why we're bonding right now because as do I. So no worries there. No worries there. So yeah, with that whole comparing you thing, because the feeling is not so much that you have anything that you have to do, like on the criteria of list of to be a good human on planet Earth, you have these things in which you must achieve. It doesn't feel like that. Like, and I feel like sometimes you might feel like it is, but if there's any subtleties that we could do to kind of like shake you around a bit, it would be like, stop comparing yourself to others. Be your own sovereign self. Stop judging yourself so harshly. Let go of things that don't matter to you. Stop doing shit that pisses you off. Like things that you already know. Oh, look at you. You do that to yourself constantly. Oh, honey. Like, I got another one where it's like, listen to your body. Actually listen to your body. Because I feel like you are like myself and many other people where we pretend that our body doesn't know what it needs. When you crave something, have it. When you are hungry, listen to it. When you have to pee, go pee. When you are in pain, listen to it. It's not something that should be willed away or ignored. Like your body is giving you signals. It's a smart machine. It's a smart machine. Listen to it. It has things to tell you. And it does not mean that you aren't, what would you call that word? It does not mean you listening to your body does not mean that you are any less of a master. You're talking about your back? Oh, I'm talking about your back. There we go. Listen to it. Listening to it does not mean that you're any less of a master at anything that you're doing. It just means that you're actually respecting the machinery, the mechanics that you have going on here, this divine vessel that you're living in. It's okay to respect it and listen to it. Because it tells you things all the time. It might know what it needs to. Ooh, it might know what it needs. Hey, Monica. All right, so I hope that answered your questions. We did a lot regarding like these little like things that are just kind of like hopping and checking in on for you. I hope that answered your question directly. So tell you what, everybody, I want to still do like a big mass answer questions, at least on a high level, right? So if you go ahead and throw your questions in, I will get as many as possible in like quick successions, quick answers right off the top of the head, not even thinking too hardly about it. We'll just hop in and we'll purge a bunch of questions. So throw them in now and we'll do it right now as kind of like our way to kind of end the session. We'll throw all of our questions in. I'll throw them all in. You need my confidence? We can create confidence, darling. Bottle it and put it in your pocket or drink it twice a day. Okay, so let's see. I see them coming in. I love it. Thank you so much. Okay, so we're gonna start. We're gonna start here. We're just gonna go off the top. Will we get back together? I feel like immediately for a yes or no question, it's gonna be less likely a no. So let me clarify. Not very likely is the thing. And it's not so much that you did anything wrong. It's more of like, I feel like it's more of something that's worn out or worn its time. Like the whole adage, everyone has a time and a season and it's no longer their time or their season. So it's like allowing yourself to go ahead and move forward might be really, really useful just so that you don't have your heart set on things that aren't likely to be obtained. Does that make sense? Please feel free to totally let me know how that lands for you in the comments, because if this is dumb and y'all don't like it at all, I'm not going to keep doing it to you. So but totally let me know. Kiana, good question. Are you going to get pregnant in 2022? Are you going to get pregnant in 2022? Are you going to get... Sorry, I was trying to go for right off the top of my head and then it got weird. Like, huh? I felt like a balloon pop. So that was why are balloons popping? Are you gonna get pregnant? Okay, so it doesn't feel like you, but it feels like somebody else. So somebody, okay, so I don't feel like you're getting pregnant in 2022, but I do feel like you're going to be going to, like, for instance, a shower for somebody else. So keep in mind, if you do, because everything is written in sand, not in stone, if you do go to a baby shower, do make a point of not raining on their parade, okay? Because it's like, they know, we know, they know, but still be joyous for them, even if you're still having your feels about it. Oh, get rid of you. Delete. Oh, no, I meant to block the person. There we go. Perfect. All right. Let's see. My dear sweet pea, you're trying to manifest change in your life personally, professionally, and educationally, completing your dissertation and your love life. Jesus H. Well, just overall in general, I need some guidance going into 2020. What are my ancestors saying about my manifestations? So the first bit I got was high expectations. Now, no judgment about your said high expectations. However, you judge yourself against your high expectations. So if you're beating up on yourself, honey, rest on that and tackle one big ass thing at a time. Okay? Because I feel like you're giving yourself a lot to eat at one time and it gets a little wonkadoo. Like, don't choke on it. No one wants to see you like stumble on yourself and fall apart at the seams and pull your hair out. Don't do that. Just give yourself like a little bit of grace, or one thing at a time, one-ish things at a time, because Lord knows you're not going to do one thing at a time, so one-ish things at a time. I hope that makes sense for you, Sleepy. I wish I could just like these comments as I go through them today. Your cousins is having twins. Oh, how cool! Cool. Teresa, super fast. Will you and my son repair your relationship? The first feeling I'm getting is one, a touch of guilt, but also I'm not allowing me in too deep on that one. That's fine. So one, it's not my business, or they're not. His team doesn't want it to be my business. Understood completely. Also, on your side, it feels possible, but I feel like you have to remain open and willing. And what was that other part? You might have to lay down trying to be right, if that makes sense. Because in some of those instances, it'll be so much for right off the top of your head, huh? No, the feeling I'm getting though overall is like this is something where you're gonna have to, for instance, take a step back. If I could like get you to sit down on your knees, for instance, hypothetically, and then listen openly, not judging, not trying to validate, not trying to justify, just hear what is happening or saying, whatever it happens to be. But when we can get to that space where you can have those conversations openly, honestly, open hands, without judgment, and not being like whoever's right or whoever's correct or whoever blah blah, then that might start to be able to mend. Does that make sense? That might be. We have been crashing a lot lately. Oh, I'm sorry, hon. No, love him to bits and pieces. Continue to love him to bits and pieces. Also, if you don't understand why you're doing the things that you are doing, maybe it's a good time to then reach out and get some additional support regarding that. Because you may be exercising your own trauma on him, and he may be feeling that and clashing. So that happens. It happens. All right, my dear. Someone whose name starts with J came back into your life. Is he sincere? Is he ready? The feeling feels cavalier, like they think they're ready. But does their actual level of readiness meet the level of the expectation that you have for them? Or need of them, rather. It feels very ambivalent. Like, Right? Like, so when I get that kind of situation where it's like, meh, that's an excellent opportunity for you to decide, for you to choose, and you to listen openly and honestly and trust your own feelings and intuitions with the situation. So if he says that he's ready, listen to him. Believe that until he shows you otherwise. Because whatever it is you guys are going through or will go through, it's stuff that y'all need to deal with anyway. So, yeah. Sorry, I read something and I got sidetracked. Gotcha. So let me circle this up. Let me wrap this up neatly in a little bow. Oh, thank you, Sarah. Let me wrap this up neatly in a bow to give us kind of like a quick little community reading for how we can move into this weekend. How we can move into this weekend, what we need to know. I just got way lightheaded, so that was kind of cool. Why do we need to know moving into this weekend? Because you guys know, and if you don't know, I'm always looking. Actually, let me read this because this is a little thing, little awesomeness that I kind of channel wrote for you all the other day, and I wanted to explain why I do this work, why I put myself out there in this way. Because yes, I'm a little bit of this, like, you know, energetic, little entertainer kind of person, but I also have the why that I want to make sure that we all understand, right? So it's like, I believe that our ancestors and our spirit guides and our deceased loved ones are all conspiring to assist us in the day-to-day workings of our life, but also for the eternal advancement of our soul energy. Full stop. Like, I believe that 100%. While they communicate with us in many ways all the time, and I do believe they do, we understand, and I say royal we because it's all of us included, we understand that human communication can be quite useful to help us interpret and transmit messages of love, hope, and support. This can give us a new perspective, enhance meanings, and also shed light on messages in a completely new way. We all are working together to aim, excuse me, I misread. We are all working together with the aim to ease discomforts, find peace, find perspective, provide perspective, and offer insights on all of these things for the goal of healing our hearts, healing our minds, and ultimately to create self-sovereignty. That's why I do this work, because I want to help all of you come back to yourself, to remember that you all have free will and choice, that everything happens in its own little unique magnificence, and that you all are fucking awesome. Did y'all know that? Not just because y'all are like over here hanging out with an Abby, but yeah, y'all are cool. Y'all are a little bit badass. So what do we need to know moving into this new weekend? Sophia, I don't skip anybody. I choose specifically. Love you, sweetie. What do we need to know moving into this weekend? You guys, there's a lot of expectations and stories and old, what is it, tapes that we play in our head about our family, about our connection to history, about our connection with our ancestry. But we're in this unique little moment to kind of redevelop and recultivate what we actually want to leave as legacy. So as we move into this weekend, maybe give that some thought as to like, what kind of impact do you want to leave on this world, on this planet, on the next person that you come in contact with, on your children, your loved ones, your spouses? What's the impact you want to leave with them? And if you like the impact that you're leaving now, great, freaking awesome. If you're maybe a little less than okay with that, maybe start to strategize or think about what is like one thing that you can do differently that lines you up back into the type of legacy you want to leave with these people. Anything else? Yep. At this point, all I want to do is give everybody hugs and love. Hugs and love. Well, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I am going to go ahead and delete this person, block that one. You guys have so much fun. Have a great weekend. Have a great holiday season. I hope you're getting your Black Friday shopping in. If you are a part of the Patreon family, we will be hanging out tomorrow at 6 p.m. inside Patreon. If you don't know what Patreon is, it is a little area that I use to give deep dive sessions with my clients one-on-one. And what it is we all kind of come in as a community. Often the sessions have between like 8 to maybe like 10 people's been like the max at one time. And I spend about 20 to 30 minutes digging into their questions, their situations, unpacking a little bit more than we do kind of here. So if you'd love to be a part of Patreon, I do believe the link to it is in this post. And it just gives you access to all of the previous sessions and the link to join us for any of the groups that we do tomorrow. Oh, see, the sweet pea is going to be there. So I look forward to seeing you, sweetie. I look forward to seeing you. But you all take care. I look forward to seeing y'all again here soon.